Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Ruck Roll. Alright, I got to do a little work in the backyard, and now that the lawnmower is working again, we can start going on this. As you know, in the fall we lose a lot of the leaves on a lot of the trees around here, and I've been able to keep up with it somewhat in the front yard with a rake, but I haven't really done anything in the backyard in a while, and it's gotten to be a problem. So today we're going to deal with that. Now, as you know, we had a kind of a freak cold spell that blew through here a week or 10 days ago, and it really pummeled the backyard. This is what's left of my philodendrons. I'm hoping if I cut these off that the root ball underneath survived and that it will come back. But one of the things I want to do is get rid of some of the leaf waste that's in this yard, because it's kind of becoming a mess at this point. What I think I'm going to do is we're just going to go over the whole yard with the lawnmower, hopefully mulch a lot of this stuff, and once we get it mulched up and ground up, I want to put it into some of my beds. Like I said, it pretty much took care of what's left of the garden too. That's what's left of the tomatoes. The okra's been up for quite a while, and I'm going to kind of clean all this out. The jalapeno plants are all dead, so we're going to pull this stuff all out of the ground. We're going to grind up a lot of this leaf waste, put it into the beds here and over on that end of the yard, and maybe even some of the beds over by the patio cover, just to increase the soil. What ends up happening over time is the soil kind of compresses down and settles, and so as you can see, there's a big gap between the top of the bed and where the soil level is. So I want to bring that up a bit, and a good way to do that is with some of the leaf waste that's here. I think I want to get this trailer out of here because a lot of the leaf waste came from this tree right here and ended up right here. So if I get the trailer out of here, we can kind of run the mower through here and get as much of this as we can. Maybe get to the point where Flash's caves are a little bit accessible. Right now there are a lot of them are kind of buried. So that's our task for today. We're gonna clean this yard up a little bit, and I think that starts by getting everything out of the garden. All right, so I got the garden all cleaned up, and we're ready to move on to the next stage. We're gonna, like I said, go around here with the mower. There's an enormous amount of leaf waste here. I want to pick up as much of this as I can and put it into the beds, and then the rest of it we'll bag it up and throw it away. Now, when I was doing this in the front yard a couple days ago, I didn't have the bagging attachment on there. I just had it ejecting out the side because I wanted just to kind of spread it evenly across the yard rather than bag it up. But there's so much of it back here, I'm going to have to bag up as much as I can, mulch it into the bags, and then pour it into the planters because I want them only in certain places. But even there, I think there's more leaf waste out here than I'm going to be able to use. We'll fill. I'm guessing the leaf waste will fill up every planter, and then I'll have a lot left over. So we're going to end up bagging up a bunch of this too. But we are on our way to making this place habitable again. All right, we got most of the leaves out of here. We built up the level of the soil right now in the planters, both of them. We're going to let these set. I'll probably end up watering this just so that it all kind of seeps down a little bit and begins to decompose, because at this point, if a wind picks up, this is all going to blow out of here again. And I got a lot of it over here in the other planter also, so I think the yard looks a lot better now. I still got to spread these out a little bit and make it a little bit more level, but I'll probably do the same thing over here, kind of spread it out and then water it a little bit so that it all kind of seeps down a little bit. I'm gonna have to pull out some of my stones and stuff like that and get that out of the way so they don't get buried. But I think this yard looks 100% better. It's good to get all that leaf out of here, all those leaves out of here. Now the advantage is by putting most of it in the yard, I only had like 2 bags of waste that I generated, so that's good. That's a lot less gunk I have to haul to the curb. Yeah, this is something else that kind of got pummeled. These are those lantanas that I got. However, in the past, these things have died off like this and then come back. So I'll probably cut them back to the ground and get rid of the stuff on top and just see what happens. Otherwise, we may just have a bunch of things that we have to plant this spring. You know, this has always sort of been a work in progress, kind of figure out what works and what doesn't. And one of the factors we have to consider a little bit with living in Texas is that we can get some extreme cold, and so we're going to have to get some plants here that can tolerate that. So I'm going to clean up the rest of this, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit. So a little bit more time has passed now, and I've gotten the leaves kind of spread around in here. Kind of sprayed them a little bit with a hose to help the decomposition process a little bit. And I think this yard looks 1,000% better. Now what I've done is I'm actually got the sprinklers running over here in the garden bed because I want to get some more moisture on this and let that kind of get a chance to kind of soak in a little bit and settle. And this is going to turn into some real fertile soil that hopefully we can use next year to get our garden going. Now I've left this area back here a little rough. I've mentioned this before. I tend to make the specific area that is an area for my pets and their home, I want it to kind of be theirs. So when it came to have the cat room, you know, I put the shelves and painted the room and made it specifically for their needs. Well, this area of the yard is sort of for Flash's needs. Yes, I parked the trailer back here, but she actually likes having the trailer here because she'll go hide underneath that, pull up into a corner somewhere. I blew out all the leaves out of all of her caves. So when she does come out of hibernation mode, she'll be ready to scope out whatever area she wants to be. But like I said, I got 99.9% of the leaves out of here, and this place looks a lot better. So this is something that long needed to happen, and it was all kind of waiting for the lawnmower to get fixed. And now that that has been achieved, we got this yard looking pretty good, ready to go now. It's going to be kind of an autopilot now until the spring, and then we're going to have to redo some stuff. Like I said, I'm not sure if the philodendrons over here are going to make it or not. I just kind of buried them as they are, and that'll just become part of the leaf waste back here. And hopefully they'll bounce back, and if they don't, we'll put something else in here. Hopefully the lantana back here will bounce back too, and if not, we'll put something else in here. But the yard looks a lot better. I'm happy with it now, and it can you know, kind of do its thing now for the next couple months until spring arrives. So anyway, I think that is all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.